everyone, it's me, Leanne. Let me turn some light on here. I hope that doesn't blind you too much. So, welcome to another Whip and Chat. My name is Leanne. It's Diamonds and Doxies is the name of the channel. And I am working on The Moon by, let's see, The Moon by Alphonse Mucha. And it is a square, and it does have ABs. I think it's got 5 ABs, and it is a 15.7 by 39.4 inches, or 40 by 100 centimeters. So not very wide, but long. And this is from Diamond Painting Shop. This is my first kit to ever do by this company. So yeah, I had some questions on it, and Rosa was really good about getting back with me. And so yeah, I can tell you the customer service is pretty good. So what has been going on? Oh, I don't know if you'd believe me if I told you. Let's see, I think I'm gonna add some more because I remember it wasn't. And some more glue dots. Oh gosh, I gotta scooch myself out. Yeah, so I don't think y'all have heard from me in a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Well, you know what? First, let me say this. If you are new to the channel, I am so glad that you have dropped in. I hope you will consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything to do so. And yeah, I hope that you will consider doing so and turning on the bell. That way you can get all notifications whenever I post a new video, be it a live or a whip and chat or an unboxing or any of that. I think you can customize it too, but I just always hit subscribe to all, so I can't. Then I use this little tool for art dot putty because that's what I'm using. Yeah, I can see how this has got little bits in it. Yeah, I've been using the purple. I have the blue, the pink, and the purple. I have all three. Yeah, and I can't remember which one someone had problems with, but I really have not. In typical fashion though, if you don't let the putty get in there all the way, I'm having a little trouble getting all this out though, I can tell you that. But see how it gets on the sides there? You really got to get that off. So let's see if I can take this and pull some of it out. Oh, come on. Why do you hate me so? Here, let me get this little piece of... I've got to get my nails done. That hasn't happened. Yeah, it's just been a whole thing. But I did make a video. Oh, I guess Wednesday. And yeah, it was on Wednesday. And I had planned on uploading it and posting it on Wednesday. And yeah, well, it was taking forever for my video editor to upload it to my phone, and then it was taking forever to upload, or I thought it was taking forever to upload to YouTube. But then I was like, what's going on here? Why is it showing that this is almost a 4-hour video? It's like, no, I had like an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. It wasn't that long. And y'all, I don't know when or I really don't even know how it happened. But the silly thing, it uploaded first, at the beginning of it, it was me, because I thought, well, maybe it uploaded like 3 times on one video, and so it's just going to be a repeat of itself. No. So after about 20 minutes in to said video, it went to think it was even slower than that. It went into slow-mo, and I'm like, why did you do this? I don't know why I did that. I mean, my phone's up here on the thing, so I didn't do it, obviously. So I don't know. Technology, you know? So anyway, but I don't remember what I was talking about. There I go with the yawn. What I was talking about. God dang it. If I ever get started here, I don't know what those are. This is my Bijou Bliss. This is my Muni Made tray that I got with the kit. And I like this one. But I think now she's got the thing for the tape and stuff. So these are older. So anyway, Wednesday was, I don't think much happened on Wednesday, to be honest. Let's see. Thursday. Let's go with Thursday. Because unless I have a memory of what happened earlier in the week, I do not know. But, yeah, so I went to my PCP, my primary care doctor, on Thursday. And I've had that appointment booked for like 6 months. And then after that, I had a rehab appointment. So I went to that. And while I was at my doctor's office, so she did tell me, she goes, well, I don't think I need to see you maybe once a year now that we got your medications. Because I was on high blood pressure medication and stuff. I'm not anymore. Hopefully I won't ever have to be, but there's always a chance. But anyway, so she said, yeah, it's all good. No need to, for anything. But then she said, oh, you don't have your pneumonia shot. And I was like, what? Because I thought that was for 65 and older. And she said, no, not anymore. It's 50. And I was like, 50? I'm like, ugh. Okay. So I was like, is it going to make me sick like the shingles vaccine? She was like, absolutely not. You'll have a sore arm and for a few days, and that'll be it. She goes, I've gotten it. It's no big deal. I'm like, okay. So I got it. I went to PT, and the physical therapists are still like, I just don't see that you have frozen shoulder. But I did tell them that I was going for a second opinion. And so they did seem to think that was a good idea. And I said, do I need to make another appointment? And they said, when is your second opinion appointment? I said, Monday. And they were like, go see the doctor first, see what he says, and then you can always make appointments after that. I was like, okay. So another thing he brought up was like, you don't want to use up all your, PT times. Apparently you only have so many that the insurance will pay for. I didn't know that. You don't want to use it all up in one place. Now, I know y'all can't see this, okay, but I can, and it drives me crazy. There's a lot of gapping, and, if I put them together real close, well, then it comes out too short down here, so I'm constantly having to go back and redo some stuff, and I hate that because, I try to put them as close together as possible, but there's not any gapping there, but you watch, I'll get down here. Oh, I gotta take that one off. And it will start, watch, it's gonna make a liar out of me. Nope, see right there? See how it's starting to, I gotta push these down. Yep. And I try not to compare other companies to Diamond Art Club, but I do. And it's just because those are the best I've seen. I have found another company that was really, really good, and that was Francesca's Studio Works, but she's not around any, she doesn't she went out of business. I think she still has some diamond painting kits on her website, and they're greatly reduced, and I highly recommend going over there to check her out. It's francescastudioworks.com. Okay, so anyway, so I went to physical therapy. That was okay. Then came home, you know, no big deal. Went ahead and, you know, went to bed at my normal time. My shoulder was sore from where she gave me the injection. And I woke up, y'all, sometime around 1:30 or 2 a.m. And oh my gosh, I was having the chills. I knew I had a fever. I ached. Everywhere ached. You know, when you get a fever, it's just like all the things ache. It felt like someone was jabbing an ice pick into my ear. And I mean, it was just, oh God, it was terrible. And I couldn't even get up to go get me anything because I was like, I can't get out of this bed. I'll freeze to death. And so finally, Max woke up. And he was like, are you okay? Can I help you? And I was like, yes, please. Give me a blanket. And, oh, and I had a horrible headache. I mean, like, dang, a horrible headache. And it was on my right side, the same side I got my shot on. And I was like, please give me a blanket and an Advil sinus. So he did. Did nothing for my headache. And then later I took some regular Advils, you know, thinking, okay, this will help. And it did nothing for my headache. So then I was like, well, I guess I'll take some Tylenol, you know. Took some Tylenol. It helped with my headache, but it didn't go all the way away. It was still there, but it did help some, you know. So, I mean, I was out. And so Friday, I mean, everything was canceled for me. It was like, I never got out of my gown. So I definitely wasn't diamond painting. And, you know, because I was going to make up the video on Friday, but it was like, nope, that's not happening. So, oh, and I took a 3-hour nap. And when I say a 3-hour nap, I mean like dead. I mean, I took a nap in the bed, under the covers. You know, I was just, no. And then, so last night, I went to sleep around 7:30 in the evening. And I know I was asleep when Max came in there. I remember him coming in there. And I didn't feel good, but I didn't wake up like I did that, you know, Thursday night. So woke up this morning and lo and behold, the lymph nodes on the side by my neck, kind of like by my throat area, hurt like hell and were swollen. And I was like, oh, jeez. Had a runny nose, you know, and I swear I felt like I had pneumonia because my chest, it hurt to breathe. I was like, are you kidding me? Because she had told me, she was like, no, that's not the live virus. You cannot get pneumonia from this vaccine. But she also told me that it, you know, it wouldn't make me sick. So she was wrong about that. But, yeah. I could have told you that, though. If it's abnormal, then it's going to happen to me. So, So anyway, ow, my shoulder. See, I got to get these off of here. I don't want to do it on top of my canvas. Okay. So then this morning I felt better, but, you know, still, I didn't have a headache anymore. So that was a big plus. But every time I stood up, it felt like my head was, you know, I don't know, it just felt like if I turned my head, it was like everything else was like my eyes turned, my head turned, and my brain and everything followed right after. You know, it's like it wasn't quite synchronized or something. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go. I did get dressed for the day because I was like, you know, a lot of times if I fake it, I'll just sit back. Look, I feel better. You know, I'm not going to stay home today. Well, I was like, nope, I'm going to bed. So I went and got in bed, took another really long nap. See how this is doing right here? I don't know if y'all can really see that. But just, it bugs me. It bugs me. I want it to be straight. And there's no reason for it not to be, except that, you know, I don't know. I don't know what causes this. Let me pour some more drills in here. I don't know. The drills are bad. I don't see any dimples. So I think that they are resin. Plus, I've had a lot of trash. A lot of trash. And I don't, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you get a lot of trash from acrylic. But I don't know. I don't know that I've ever done acrylic squares, honestly. I don't know. But anyway, I just don't like it when they're not straight. I mean, I feel like I try to get them on straight, and they're going straight, and all of a sudden, bam, they're not straight anymore. I'm like, what the heck? Let's see, 5, that's 6. All right, 5. 5. So tomorrow, I'm thinking that tomorrow is Sunday. So I am thinking that I will be okay tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, because I'm up here. I couldn't even walk upstairs yesterday. So, yeah, I am definitely better. But, whew. I made a vow yesterday. I was like, that's it. No more. No more vaccinations for me. On the plus side, you know, that's the only vaccination I have to get, or pneumonia vaccination. So, yeah. I don't think I've ever had pneumonia. I've had bronchitis. I don't think I've ever had pneumonia. I don't remember. There for a while, I kept getting recurring bronchitis, like it just wouldn't stop. And of course, I smoked. So my doctor's like, you need to quit smoking. And I was like, I bet you say that to everybody who smokes. Of course he does. But yeah. I was like, no. You just got to go smoke menthols. Clears out your chest. Oh my God. Yep. You know how the saying goes, if I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself. That is definitely the truth. That is definitely the truth. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to my second opinion tomorrow. My appointment's at 2:15, I believe. So in the afternoon. Yeah. So as I'm getting closer to 750, which is just blows my mind. It's hard for me to believe that 2 people want to listen to me, let alone 750. Well, we're not at 750 yet. I shouldn't put the cart before the horse. But, yeah. And I'm anxious to do a giveaway for it, too. Yeah, so. If you know anyone who would like to, that you think might enjoy my content, I don't want people who were like, no, I don't even like that. I don't even like diamond painting. But, you know, if you know someone who you think might enjoy my channel, I would absolutely love for you to share this with them and invite them. That would be amazing if you did that. Because once I get to the 750, you know, I'll probably let it sit for a couple of days because sometimes it bounces. I mean, it always bounces, really. And I don't know if people leave or if some accounts were fake accounts, you know, and YouTube clears them up first. I don't know. But anyway, after it's been 750 for a couple of weeks or so, then I'm going to do a giveaway. Yep. And it's going to be to my subscribers. And the winner will receive a $75 e-gift card to, I always select some shops. One of them will be Diamond Art Club. And then I will also do some other small shops in case people live further away. You know, maybe they don't live in America. But I like to give some small shops some love. So, yeah. I did that when I hit 500, and I gave away a $50 gift card then. And that was really cool. So, yeah. Yep. And then I've started a new thing where I'm doing giveaways on my memberships. Now that is a paid service. It's not like subscribing is free. It doesn't cost you a penny. And memberships are $3, or just say $3.99 US a month. They also give out some memberships too. Although I tried and I couldn't do it, and I don't know if it's because I had already given out all the ones I was allowed. I don't know, but anyway, I did a pen giveaway, so that worked out real well. And your chances are much better because there's not that many. There's not that many people in there, so. But then I actually shipped that, so. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. All right, let's work on, where is that? That little Duma Flitchy. It's the triangle. No, not that one. No, not that one. It's not really a triangle. What is it? I don't know. All right, let me look over here on my legend. I know some people say they never look at their legend. I still do on occasion, especially 931, especially on, oh, okay, there you go. I was looking at it like this, but no, it goes like that. So that's the one I need. Alrighty. Set that over there. Yeah, so at PT, they were like, gosh, you know, I mean, doesn't necessarily sound like frozen shoulder. And one of the physical therapists, he's got a little bit higher degree than the rest of them. He was like, I'm going to add myself to your care team so you can send me a copy of your MRI results, and I can kind of try to help you, you know, understand it better. But I don't think he was able to because I haven't seen it. And he said, I'm going to go do that right now. So I did not see it. Either that or I'm not looking in the right place. So, yeah, I need to do that. I started to bring it to my PCP and let her look at it, but then I was like, no, because she would defer to an orthopedic surgeon. She'd say, I really don't know. That's not my specialty. You know, I don't know what that means. I mean, I think she would know more about what it means than I do, but, you know, I think she would always defer to the surgeon. So, my dad came out on Tuesday. Poor thing. He had a dermatologist appointment to get the skin cancer removed. They had done it before, and you know, it just didn't go away, and that was like a year ago or so. So it's never completely gone away. In fact, it started getting bigger again. So, you know, he went up there. It was in the Kingwood, I think, is where he went. And then he could not find the building, and nor could he find a parking spot. And he tried calling the office, and it was just a whole bunch of, you know, if you need hours, press, you know, or say this. If you need, you know, it was just a whole bunch of, and if you press something, then you got another answering machine. You know, it was never a person. And I think, you know, they really shouldn't do that. They really should have, you know, where you press 0 or you just say operator and you get a human being, you know, because it was nothing about any of that. So anyway, and he couldn't find a place to park, and he wasn't even sure it was the right place. So he just got frustrated, and he called me. He's like, hey, what are you doing? I was like, nothing. He goes, I guess y'all gonna eat lunch today, right? I was like, yes, would you like to eat lunch with us? And he goes, yeah, I thought I'd come over there. I said, okay, well, come on. So he said, I could have either went home and been frustrated and angry, or I could do something different and enjoy myself. I said, well, I think you made the right decision. But I think he's going to, but I was like, you still have to go to the dermatologist. He said, yeah, I think I'm going to go to a different one. Some place that's easier to get to, that's not in a building full of other places, you know. So he was like, I don't even know if I was at the right place. I tell you what, it's frustrating when you're not, you know, almost 88. But I can only imagine. You know, I mean, it's like, why do you people do this? There should be, you know, you should have an option to talk to a human being. And I don't know if it's this generation that is really, you know, they're not used to talking to people, you know. They do everything online, and I get it, because, you know, I'd rather go on my internet and make an appointment. I'd rather not talk to a person, but sometimes you have to talk to a person, and you should be able to. So, yeah. I don't even know. There is not a, you know, I don't know how anybody could function without a cell phone. I mean, yeah. I mean, I remember back in the day when, you know, we didn't have cell phones. But you had to, like, actually call and get directions, or, you know, I remember later MapQuest came out, but I'm talking about when I was young and I was a new driver and everything. We had a key map. It was in the glove box. Oh, ouch. Hold on. Ooh. Had my shoulder kind of done funky. Oh, and I will tell you something very exciting. Very, very exciting. So yesterday evening, I've been wanting to go to the Lone Star Retreat since, you know, 3 years ago. I've been wanting to go to the Lone Star Retreat. And I've been on the waiting list for that long. And lo and behold, guess what? My name came up. So I immediately filled out the the form and I paid my deposit. So yeah, I'm very stoked and I can drive to it. Now, we're going to see what happens with my shoulder. You know, surely I will be fine by then. Surely I will. But it will be helpful that I don't have to fly, you know, so I don't have to put everything in one suitcase. You know, I can just lay stuff in my car without having to lift anything real heavy for the most part. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. So, yeah, are any of y'all going to the Lone Star Retreat? I hope I get to meet some of y'all. I really do. And I was excited to go to this one because, like I said, it's in Texas. It's in New Braunfels, which is, you know, about a 4-hour drive from here. So not too terribly bad. Not too terribly bad. And I paid extra for a single room. So you could pay extra to have only a room to yourself, which I did. And we'll see. We'll see how I feel after doing it that way. You know, I think I'm going to like that, though. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Very exciting. I was like, oh my gosh. At first I was like, is this spam? And then I was like, no, it's not. So I want to go back and, she told me to go back and look at some of the videos from years past. So I'll do that. See what to expect. And I think all meals are included. Or maybe breakfast isn't. I don't know. Which is fine. I really don't eat breakfast. Usually when I eat breakfast, it's close to lunchtime. So that's fine. But yeah, I'm excited. And I also want to figure out who else is going. Because that would be fun to find out if some of the people I know are going. Oh, jeez. There's that D. I missed one. I knew it was going to happen. There it is. Oh, come on. Don't flip yourself over. So, yeah, that's going to be the end of September. And I do want to plan a trip for Max and I to get away. I was planning on doing something in September, but I think now I'm going to move it to maybe October. Yeah. So, yep. I think that'll be fine. But he wants to go out west again. We do love going out west. He wants to go do Utah again, and which we didn't do the whole state of Utah last time. We didn't go to Salt Lake City. And I'd actually like to go to Idaho. Really and truly, I would. Because there's some beautiful things there, too. I just don't know if we'll have time, but we might, because we probably won't do the exact same thing we did last time we went to Utah. Because, you know, we've already seen it. Trash. That looks good. Okay, let's see. 6. So, and I think it'd be okay in October. I don't think we'd have to worry about avalanches or anything. So, I don't know. I see a lot of people having vacations right now, you know, because, well, a lot of it's because the kids are out of school. And I understand, because that's what we had to do for many, many years. We could only go while school was out. So we would always leave like the day school got out. I mean, we'd pick up the kids ready to go. I had all their stuff packed, you know, ready to go. So, yeah. But now we can go whenever we want to. But I am noticing more and more kids out, you know, in odd times. And I think it's because they homeschool. And, which is cool. If I had to do it over again, I might actually homeschool. I think you can get so many better field trips, you know. Plus, you can be done sooner. You don't have all the extracurriculars. My grandson is doing like a homeschool program. And so he gets done with his work because, you know, they don't have a lot of the fluff that, you know, that they have. I mean, once you finish your task, you finished your task. So he does have some extra time. And that's good. And they do have, you know, social programs and stuff. So, because when my kids were growing up, that was really my concern. It was like, you know, they were just starting to... there was a homeschool group in our neighborhood, and they had actual teachers, and it was really cool how they did it. So like on a Monday, that might be, I don't know, a science day, and they'd all meet at one person's house, and that person who was the teacher, you know, would come out, and then, you know, it was just, you had, you know, different things. They did really cool field trips. But sometimes, you know, that you can turn a vacation into a field trip. You know, if you're learning about history, you can go to these historical places and see them with your own eyes. And I mean, I'll never forget when I went to Southampton, and I was like, this is where the Mayflower took sail. You know, of course, as we learned about that as kindergartners, you know, we learned about that. So, but it's one thing to learn something and to go, oh, right here, there was people right here that left. Wow. You know, it really brings it to life. And so I think it's really good to do those sorts of things. Now, I get it. You're not going to be able to do something like that in a public school or even a private school. That is definitely a homeschool thing that you get to do. But, yeah. Because I always thought, you know, if you were a homeschool, then your parents had to teach you, and it's like, I'm a big dummy. But that's not true. That's not true. They have so many programs now to help, which I think is amazing. Absolutely amazing that they do that. When I only have to place one drill and it's square, I like to use, sometimes I do it on my rounds too. I like to use the tweezers because I can get them straighter than if I use my single placer. Can't tell if that has anything on it. I don't think so. So anyway, yep, that's my real exciting news. Like I said, I can't wait. If you're going, sound off. I'd like to find out who all's going. 3, 6. I mean, I was, you know, I expected to never get to go. I really did. I thought I'll never get to go. Because most people keep going back, you know. Well, things do happen. So I hope whoever had to cancel, it was nothing tragic or anything. But thank you for giving up your spot. much appreciated. Oops. Come on now. There you go. So what do I think as I'm coming up on my first row done? How do I feel about the diamond painting shop? Well, I do like the fact that, you know, she carries some Muchas. This one is not in stock currently. I don't know if it'll end up being back in stock, but this one in particular is not. But I haven't, you know, gotten to the point yet where I'll say I would never order again, or right now I'm going to order again. You know, I just don't have that. I mean, again, you know, I say unto thee, you shouldn't compare every shop to Diamond Art Club, but that is my gold standard, and I think it is for a lot of people. And is it that kind of quality? No. I've never had, no, I say never. I did have a round Diamond Art Club kit. It was an older one, and it was gappy. And it's like, dang, it's pretty hard for a round, but yeah. But, you know, in the last couple of years or so, this has definitely been huge improvements. And so, yeah, they're kind of the gold standard for me. And so, yes, I do compare. And I will say, I don't think it compares. I think Diamond Art Club is a much better quality. Now, the canvas is fine. The canvas is fine. Yeah, it's just, you know, the drills. So, and then look, see how I had these all straight. I just noticed they're not all straight. And I know people say, well, when you stand back from it, you know, but I don't stand back. I have a tendency to get up and look closer. And yeah. So I've got one on my pantry door that says Home Sweet Home on it. And now all I can see is that I missed placing 2 drills. It's like, when I look at it, it's like, dang it. So at some point I'm going to have to unframe it, which will be easy. It wasn't professionally framed to begin with. But I'll have to unframe it so that I can fix it. I was like, why didn't I notice that? How did I not notice that? Well, sometimes you just don't. All right, we're going to do these M's. Yeah, so I'm staying up a little later than usual tonight. But I've had so much sleep, and I tell you, I've been laying around for so long, it seems like. It hasn't been that long, but it sure seems like it. That, yeah. I'm just not feeling tired right now. And I wonder, how do y'all place your drills? Do you do them vertically, horizontal, or does it just depend on the way it looks like it should go to you? For me, it's just about how it looks like it should go. You know, I'll do both. I don't mind one over the other. So, yeah. Like right here, I would go faster if I did them all that way. But I'm fine with this. Sometimes it speaks to me and sometimes it don't. And I'm okay with that. Okay, so today is Saturday, like I said earlier. And did anybody get any new releases? I did not. There was nothing that was absolutely had to have. Make me cry if I didn't get it. I didn't have any of those, so, yeah. I didn't get anything, but you tell me, did you get anything from any company? It doesn't have to be from Diamond Art Club. Have you added any new kits to your house or to your stash? Oh, goodness. I don't know why I keep yawning like that, but I do. That's another thing. I was so dehydrated. Oh my gosh. Like, I never wake up first thing in the morning and drink water. I always drink coffee first. That's my first beverage of the day. I know you're not supposed to and all that. I get it, but that's how I've been doing it for, I don't know, many, many years. And so that's the way I continue to do it. But yesterday morning, especially yesterday morning, but yesterday morning and this morning, oh, I was parched. I mean, yeah, it was horrible. And man, I remember just, because I keep water on my bedside table and just chug-a-lugging it. And yeah. And even today, you know, I've been drinking a lot of water because I start feeling parched real soon afterwards. And of course, talking doesn't help with that. So my father was telling me something that I had never heard of. Speaking of parched, he was telling me that growing up for years and years, they would have, even as, you know, adults and stuff, they would have parched peanuts. And I'm like, what? Is that like roasted peanuts? No, apparently not. It's called parched peanuts, and you have to use raw peanuts. Like, okay. And then I think he said you throw them in the oven, I don't know, 350 or something for like 20 minutes. And you take them out and you eat them. And he doesn't put salt or anything on them, just eats them as is. And I'm like, what about roasted peanuts? He's like, nope, that's not the same. Because he told me, he says, I was able to find some raw peanuts on Amazon that were already shelled. So I got those. And I was like, that's what I get to feed my birds. I hope, you know, yours is human grade. But yeah. So it's called parched peanuts. I've heard of boiled peanuts, which I still don't understand the science behind that. This doesn't appeal to me at all. Roasted peanuts, salted and roasted peanuts are good. But parched peanuts, I don't know about that. That may have to just phase out. But have you had parched peanuts? Is that what you call them? I mean, like I said, I just don't understand why you just don't buy roasted peanuts at the store. But what do I know? Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Oh, it's 4, not 3, dummy. Okay, I shouldn't call myself a dummy. I really shouldn't. That's not nice. I wouldn't like it if somebody else called me a dummy. So I shouldn't call myself a dummy. But sometimes it feels that way. Sometimes they do feel that way. Something here is, yeah, it's that one. It's messed up. It's messed up. It's got tabbies on it. Oh dear. So, I do have some new subscribers, which makes me so happy. It really does. It really makes me so happy. But I'm thinking I need to do another about me video. And I just need to do it because I've talked about it, but I need to just do it. I mean, I have, you know, yes, you could go back and watch my old video, but actually some things have changed. So, like with the addition of my father, that's new. Yeah. So, yeah. So I think I'll do that. And then I want to do a Q&A video. Or I may do tag questions. I love tag questions. I think they're a great way to get to know people. You know, you just learn a little bit about somebody. How about y'all? What kind do you like? Do you like tag questions as well? Or would you rather... Oh, jeez. Take this off. I got to put this back. It got taken off. There we go. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'll finish this whole section, but I'll get close. I'll probably finish it tomorrow. I got, like I said, I got behind from stupid shot. Have y'all had the pneumonia? I think it's called Prevnar 20. I think is what it's called. Have y'all had that one? Because my dad was like, yeah, I got one like 5 years ago or so. And he goes, it didn't hurt at all. He said, I need one every 5 years, though. I was like, no, this is a one and done. So you don't need it. And he was like, oh, I must have got a different one. Because he said, and it didn't bother me at all. I'm like, well, I do not recommend this shot. Go with your 5-year then. So he goes, well, at least you won't get pneumonia. And I said, well, there's that. I don't know that I've ever had pneumonia, so I don't know if I even needed this. But here we are. Here we are. I mean, I've had the flu shot. I haven't had the flu shot in a couple of years now, just because I got so tired of taking it. But, and knock on wood, I haven't had the flu. But, and you know, I'm not going to get into the debate on vaccinations or any of that because I know everybody's got an opinion on it, or most people do. So I don't, you know, it's all up to you. It's not up to me. It's your body, so you do with it what you want, I suppose. But you know, I kept thinking, man, this poison, if you will, is in my body. It's making me sick. And I really did regret it. But, like my dad said, maybe I won't get pneumonia. So maybe I won't die of pneumonia. But yep, if you're over 50 now, they recommend that you get one. I recommend that you don't. No, you do what you want to do. Apparently, most people don't experience any side effects. I told my doctor when she told me that, and I was like, well, you know, then I will, because it's what I do. It's how I roll. I remember when the COVID vaccine was first going around, I did it, and I didn't get sick at all. It didn't affect me at all. I know a lot of people, it really did affect them. I mean, like emergency room trips and stuff. And so they cannot take them. So, yeah. So this isn't that bad. Don't have to go to the hospital. I'm not about to die or any of those things. It's so funny to me, though, how sometimes things affect some people some way and others completely different. You know, completely different. I mean, my father had gotten COVID, and he's one of the ones that, you know, was a super high risk because he already has lung damage from having bronchitis. He was an ex-smoker for many, many years. And, yeah, I mean, he has an inhaler. And, but I think he got the first two, and then he ended up getting COVID. I was like, yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I said, yeah, wasn't. I mean, I got it too. And I was like, yeah, it really wasn't. It was, you know, kind of like the flu. I mean, it kind of felt like the flu, but it didn't last nowhere near as long. So I didn't even take anything for it. My doctor was like, you know, well, if you'd have come in sooner, you know, we could have given you something for it. I said, I didn't want anything for it because, you know, I read about that and the side effects, and I was like, and it wasn't that bad, you know. I mean, it wasn't like I was about to, you know, I couldn't breathe or, you know, had to go to the ER or something like that. No. It just kept me in bed for a while and away from people. That was the worst part. But I had caught it at the time where it was being treated more like a cold. So it wasn't having to isolate for that many days. Just until, you know, you had 24 hours without fever, which is pretty much standard for everything. And because I run sub, my normal temperature is like 97.6 or 97.5, somewhere in there. And I was getting 99.5. So I was like, well, it's a low-grade fever. My doctor was like, no, anything over 100 is a fever. The CDC does not recognize, you know, a low-grade fever being, you know, under 100. And I was like, really? Even someone like me who doesn't get, you know, that high of a fever? She's like, yeah, it's not considered that. So I was like, so I'm free to go. I mean, she's like, yeah, absolutely. You're not, technically, you do not have a fever. So you're not contagious. I was like, wow, would you look at that? So I never knew that. But I kind of feel like that's unfair to people that run sub, because I'm telling you, I can have a 99.5 fever and it feels horrible. Oh. Some of these just don't lay flat in here. Come on, get in there. You get in there. Got a little putty on my canvas. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take some of this off. Yep. Get it on the sides. Okay. And on over. Yeah, I don't know about these drills. I don't understand why they're not lining up better. I mean, I've got them on here. And then I place them there, but I don't know if you can see or not, but it's just slightly above the line. So it's like, wow, So I have to come in here and lower it down. And it's kind of getting old. But I will get finished with this section here. Oy, oy, oy. I think I mentioned it in my whipping chat that messed up and I never got to post. There's a new to me diamond painting shop, and she was asking if I'd like to be an ambassador. And I said, well, oh, hear Max down there, he's watching the Astros. Yep, he's watching the Astros. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so I went and looked at her website, and I was like, okay, you know, I could tell some of them were AI for sure. And then, you know, so I asked her, I said, do you only deal in licensed art? And is any of it AI? And she said that it was her artwork. So, you know, it was not, didn't need to be licensed. There was no other artist besides her. And that, yes, she did use AI on some things when she didn't have a creative bone in her. It's like, okay. So I'm like, okay, we'll try your product. So she gave me 30% off, and I ordered a round and a square. Because I think rounds are pretty good no matter what for the most part, but I went ahead and ordered a round and a square. So we shall see. When they come in, I'll do an unboxing and I'll give you my initial thought. And then I will have a code that you can take if you decide that, oh, well, I want to try that too, that you can take some money off. I think it's, I don't know, 10% or something. I don't know. It's you know, better than a poke in the eye. So I will let you know, but I don't want, you know, because I told her, I said, you know, if there's something horrifically wrong, you know, like the canvas is cut in half or, you know, something horrific, you know, I said that I could honestly see being, you know, a one-off, you know, I would definitely email you first. I wouldn't, you know, just go put on there, look what happened, you know. I was like, no, I would email her first, because then that would also give me an idea on customer service. Because it's accidents happen, mistakes happen, and it's all about how you handle those mistakes, in my opinion. So, yeah, so I'll let you know when they come. I think they've shipped, but it looks like they're shipping from China. So, yeah. So I will let you know. What I think. That way you don't have to invest any money in case it's just meh, you know. I mean, life is too short to diamond paint something that you don't want to diamond paint. No, I hear people say all the time, you know, well, I just kept on, you know. Well, I don't want to just keep on. You know, if I don't want to go, oh gosh, I still got to do that diamond painting. Well, if I'm doing that, then no, I do not want to continue it. And yes, I paid for it. Yes, to all of those things. It's a waste. Yes, it is. But if it's not making me happy, if it's just making me upset, then why would I keep it? You know, why would I don't know. Sometimes it's you got to figure out what your sanity and your peace of mind is, and mine's pretty valuable. because I've not had it for a long time, and so it's very valuable to me. And I mean, it's not like if I shoulder through and keep going and, you know, my shoulder, ouch. Did y'all hear that pop? That was my shoulder. See, look at this gapping, y'all. Can you see that? I mean, and it's not because any of these are off. They're not. It's just gapping. Yep, it's just gapping. Oh goodness. And these drills keep getting static. And I don't understand why. I don't know if it's because they're in these, you know, these little baggies like this. Because I did take some out, but they are staticky. Drives me crazy. Or I should say, crazy-er. Now I think I'll do the pluses in here. The pluses, the pluses. Are you wishing I would not sing? I don't blame you. Oh me, oh my. Me. So I've been watching these documentaries, mostly on YouTube. And sometimes it's trains, but this particular time it's been ships, mighty ships. And you know what I think is really cool is my YouTube for TV shows me different things than my YouTube for like my tablet or my phone, because I guess it's learned that what I watch on TV is different from what I watch on my tablet or my phone, which is good, because I'll never watch anything on my phone, but which is good. But so I've just been recommending these mighty ships and stuff. My gosh, there's a lot that goes into those things. My word. My word. I want to watch that Netflix documentary on the cruise, that Carnival cruise. They called it the poop cruise. I mean, oh. That's pretty grody. Pretty grody. Does sound miserable though. I bet it made a lot of people not. Look, see, I think that's probably not one that I forgot. It's probably one that I picked up with my putty by accident. So let me go and fix that. Where did you go? There you are. It's this one. I don't know. Can y'all see, like right there, that you can see the lettering. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. There. What do you think? Oh, should I finish this? I don't know that I can, y'all. I think I'll have to save this for later. But yeah, I appreciate you watching and listening along to me to tell you about all my exciting and not so exciting. I'm pretty sure it's none of it's exciting news. And if you haven't already, I hope you'll hit the thumbs up. It really does help the channel, and it really does make me feel good to see, you know, because I can see how many people hit the thumbs up. I still haven't figured out to see how many people hit the thumbs down, and I really need to figure that out, because then that would help me decide that, you know, people don't like this type of, you know, content. But, you know, anyway, gosh, these are, yeah, I was pushing some of these down last time I worked on it. And it's not because they're in there too tight, I can tell you that much. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. All right, everybody. Bye. Bye.